Edwin Booth is really the godfather, the grandfather of all that is good in acting now.
Edwin Booth's father, Junius Brutus Booth, was very famous when Edwin was a teenager. Junius was very Shakespearean, and everything was terribly demonstrative and overwrought and all that. And Edwin Booth brought about a much more realistic style. His wife, Mary, encouraged him to find his own unique style of acting, one that was more honest. And she said, with your truth and your sublimity, you can win people over.
I talked to theater historians teaching on campuses. Oh, yeah, teach Edwin Booth. And it's like, excuse me?
Everyone knows John Wilkes Booth, his brother, but no one really is aware of Edwin Booth and how amazing his life was, how he struggled, and the tragedies that occurred throughout his life, and how he persevered.
And nobody's teaching him and mentioning him much. I'm going to do something about this. April 4th, 1891, at the Brooklyn Academy of Music, before a performance of Hamlet.
I am too much in the sun. I am too much in the sun. I am too much in the sun. Surely I ought to be happy, yet I cannot say I am. I believe since my father's death, I never really knew a happy day. I don't know what is to become of me. My strength is going. It's a burdensome thing to be somebody else all the while. I grow weaker all the time. If I cannot play the parts well, I must quit acting. Dear Father, you never had to make such a decision. Alas, the taste today, Father, is for the shabbier elements in theater, for plays with thin plots and actors who prance and posture. The critics have little patience with the great masterpieces, and I will not play in these modern triflings. I'm not in the least disturbed by these so-called critics. The public tells a different story. I have a love for the grand and the beautiful in art. They want more of it, in spite of my antique appearance as the youthful prince. Not so, my lord. I am too much in the sun. Seems, madam, nay, it is. I know not seems. 'Tis not alone my inky cloak, good mother, nor customary suits of solemn black, nor windy suspiration of forced breath, nor the fruitful river of the eye, nor the dejected behavior of the visage, together with all forms, modes, shows of grief that can denote me truly, these indeed seem, for they are actions that a man might play. But I have that within which passeth show, these but the trappings and the suits of woe. I shall in all my best obey you, madam. Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt, thaw, and resolve itself into a dew, or that the everlasting had not fixed his canon against self-slaughter. Oh God, how weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world. Fie art, oh fie, 'tis but an unweeded garden that grows to seed. Things rank and gross in nature possess it merely. That it should come to this. This is about all I know, where I dream my life away. All my life a vagabond. At what profit? My boyhood had been filled with such responsibilities. I think that I had not grown up so much as that I was born up. My youth had been so unyouthful. To pass life in a sort of dream where nothing is but what is not. A loneliness in the very midst of a constant crowd. Bosh. I'd rather be an obscure farmer, a hayseed from way back, or a cabinet maker, as my father advised. And then perhaps I could have had many more loving years with my Mary. But nature cast me for the part she found me best fitted for, and I have to play it and must play it till the curtain falls. Yet if I cannot play the parts well, I must quit acting. Oh, my dearest Mary, you wrote me when we courted, "If my love is selfish, you will never be great. Part of you belongs to the world. I must remember this and assist you in its blossoming if I would taste of the ripe fruit. That will prove a rich reward." Mary, dearest Mary, 28 long years ago you left me. You died without a comforting word from me, and I caused you such anguish when I only meant to get on with my work. I wanted you to come to New York with me, but our finances prevented it. And what about our infant? How could she be properly looked after in New York with you still weak? Why did we quarrel? We never made up from that quarrel. For me, the next 2 weeks were filled with remorse and loneliness, and the critics were merciless. I was at my worst playing the Winter Garden. The old despair returned. I forgot my promises to you. I fell into my old drinking habits. That night that you were slipping away, I did hear you. "Come to me, darling. I'm almost frozen." Your voice came thin as the winter wind. I felt a puff of cold air blow on my right cheek once, twice, and then on my left cheek once, twice, like ghost kisses, cold lips upon my cheeks in the dark of night. I telegrammed, "Mary, I'm coming." Too late. Sent too late. Received too late. On the train from New York, I saw your face floating outside the window where I sat. Your face, enveloped in a white cloth, followed me from station to station. When I got off the train in Boston, I knew, before being told, my Molly, married not quite 3 years, married in the fullness of summer. You dead in the grayness of winter. My personal grief outweighed the nation's grief. I ceased to concern myself over that dreadful war. I thought only of you and our lost hopes and dreams. I called for you, looked for you, every time a door opened and in every car that passed by our little cottage where we had anticipated so much joy. Now all is dark. I know not where to turn, how to direct the deserted vessel. My unworthy behavior surely speeded your death. Much of my life's struggles have been with myself. The pain I have endured has been very great. No one can imagine the call of that desire. When it engulfs me, I could sell my soul, my hope of salvation, for just one glass.